Another beautiful evening at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. It's game 2 between the Rangers and the Tampa Bay Rays, and the Rangers celebrating the Japanese-American initiative tonight. And who better to have on the mound when one of Japan's own, Yu Darvish. And welcome along, everyone. Along with Tom Grieve, I'm Steve Busby. Glad to have you here on this Tuesday night of Ranger baseball. And Rangers hoping to recapture some of the magic they had last night over the Rays. And Yu Darvish back on the hill for the first time in about 12 days. So it'll be interesting to see how he responds, Tom.
He's not worried about it, Buzz. He says it's just like an extended rest between starts. Doesn't think it's much of a big deal. Hopefully his right quad is not a problem. He strained it. That's why he missed his start. Go back to his last start 12 days ago, and it was a successful start. He only gave up 3 hits against Toronto, only walked 1 batter. That's solid news. And for the 7th time this year, he had at least 10 strikeouts in the game. That's the most in the major leagues. So he's been tough to hit all year long. Last start is good because he only walked 1. Hopefully that'll carry over into today's game, too.
And Yu tried to get himself under control, and he hopes that the ball club continues to score runs in a prolific manner, led by that man right there, Adrian Beltre. Beltre and company, and the Rangers take it on the Tampa Bay Rays next on Fox Sports Southwest. West is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Nice crowd filing in. Second night of school being open here in North Texas, so the crowd's a little bit smaller, but that youngster enjoying her time out here at Rangers Ballpark. And before we get underway, let's head down to Emily Jones and bring Emily in.
Well, guys, the Rangers offense with some success last night against David Price. James Shields, a different type of pitcher. However, the Rangers offense say the approach will stay the same.
Both really good. I think the one thing we did yesterday, fairly well was that we didn't chase outside the zone. We tried to make sure we really focused on the strike zone, and we'll need to do the same thing tonight. The last thing you want to do with good pitching is team up with any favors by chasing balls outside the zone and giving them 3 strikes. So we're going to really try and just break down the strike zone and hopefully take some good aggressive swings in a row.
So definitely the Rangers up against it for the second straight night in terms of a solid pitcher, but hopefully Yu Darvish will take that rest and turn it into some good run. Washington says he is not on any sort of pitch count. They expect him to be the same old Yu, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. Yeah, looking forward to that. Seeing Yu Darvish back on out there, and show you what Emily Jones has to deal with every night about this time, right before the Rangers take the field. Elvis Andrus and
crickets at her.
Yeah, Nelly Cruz down there, and they are the culprits of that whole thing.
Sunflower seeds.
Got to be a little kid to play the game.
Yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, we've reached all new levels. It used to be just sunflower seeds. With the cricket outbreak down here in the well, there is some bug throwing going on. So the Rangers know no limits in trying to throw my wheels off, and sadly are successful more times than not.
It's very admirable how you're able to carry through with that, Emily. Believe me, that's a good job.
They wouldn't do it if they didn't like you, Em.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tom.
Joe Madden heads this lineup now tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays. Desmond Jennings leads off. He's in left field. The center fielder is B.J. Upton. Batting third, playing right, Matt Joyce. Evan Longoria bats cleanup. He plays third base tonight. The shortstop, Ben Zobrist, bats fifth. Luke Scott will handle the DH chores. He's hitting sixth. First baseman is Carlos Pena. Ryan Roberts hitting eighth tonight, playing second. And batting ninth, the catcher, Jose Lobaton.
And on the mound, Yu Darvish, 12-9 on the season. His ERA has gone up since the All-Star game. His last start, though, we talked about that, was a solid start in Toronto. 10.5 strikeouts per 9 innings. That's the second in the American League. He's 8-2 in 11 home starts, hoping to make that 9-2 tonight. He's sixth in opponent's batting average, 233. He's only given up 130 hits in 147 innings. The one thing that's been a bugaboo for him all season long has been walks. He's walked 80 batters. That's the third most in the league.
And tonight his first opportunity to face the Tampa Bay Rays, and when he has faced a team for the first time, Yu is 8-3 this year. Desmond Jennings leading off, and the first pitch is lined to left field, a base hit for Jennings. Oh, Desmond Jennings, who had a big night last night, aboard on the first pitch he sees. One on, nobody out for B.J. Upton. The Ranger defense tonight, Murphy, Hamilton, Cruz left, center, and right. Moreland at first, Kinsler and Andrews up the middle, Beltre at third, and Giovanni Soto handling Yu Darvish, who is looking for his 13th win. Umpiring crew tonight, Brian Knight calling the balls and strikes. Mike Winters at first, Mark Wegner at second base. Mike Malinsky is over at third.
Well, Jennings is a definite threat to run. Yu doesn't hold runners on especially well. Jennings is a good runner.
A bunt pushed down the first baseline. It's going to be handled by Moreland. He tags Upton going by for the out. So it'll be a sacrifice. And even though Upton obviously trying to bunt for a base hit, tried to push that into no man's land, Moreland made a good play to get the out. But to second base goes Jennings. He's there with one away for Matt Joyce.
Yeah, I agree with you, Buzz. I think he was bunting for a base hit, as well as Jennings runs, and as tough as it is for you to hold runners on, I don't think Joe Madden would waste a sacrifice bunt right there. I think he'd either try to let Jennings steal second, or if Upton is bunting, he is trying to bunt it more to the left and then beat Darvish to the bag.
Here's Matt Joyce getting the start in right field tonight. Came on as a pinch hitter last night and took an over. And the first pitch to him is low for ball one. Jennings at 255, 14 home runs, 48 driven in. Rangers on the infield playing the left-handed hitter around to the right. They play him as a pull hitter. Rip and a miss. It's 1-1. Elvis Andrus, you see, stationed right behind Desmond Jennings at second base. And he'll creep in and then creep back as the pitch is made. Second baseman Ian Kinsler not even in your picture there. And he's out in couple of steps into shallow right field. Slow hook, and it's 1-2. And that probably is why the first time through, Darvish has such good success. And I'm not talking about the first time the team sees him, but the first time through the order. And he can really be devastating until you've seen that slow breaking ball and get an idea of what he's doing out there. Check of second, the 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Down and in. And Darvish gets his first strikeout of the night.
Well, the curveball got strike two. And this, I'm not sure what that is. It's 90 miles an hour. Is that a split finger fastball?
I believe so. I believe that's a splitter.
Well, that was a good one right there.
Bottom kind of fell out of it, didn't it?
Yeah. He throws that pretty much as hard as he throws his two-seam fastball.
So 2 gone, and now a guy you want to really be careful with, I would think, in this situation, Evan Longoria. Now, granted, Longoria has only been back playing since the early part of the month, but he is devastating in these situations, and he takes a pitch off the outside corner for ball 1.
Well, one thing he doesn't do is throw a ball straight. He'll cut his fastball, he'll make it sink, and then, of course, he's got the assortment of breaking balls that do different things, depending on how hard he throws them.
The 1-0 pitch. There's a good slow breaking ball, and that settles on the inside corner. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Longoria this year, .469 the average, as you will see, with runners in scoring position. 15 for 32. 2-1 the count. And when you put that in the context of a Tampa Bay team that's only hitting .244 as a team with runners in scoring position, you would figure there are several other people you'd much rather face on Joe Maddon's club with runners in scoring position.
No doubt.
Another slow breaking ball, and that catches the outside corner. Longoria didn't like the call. He stomps around a little bit, says something to Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, but the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes.
It looked like a good pitch. Looked like I caught the bottom part of the outside corner.
Remember Longoria last night hit a 3-2 pitch from Derek Holland off the left field foul pole in the first inning. And Darvish now wants to have a little chat with Giovanni Soto. Get a little bit of the experience of Soto and say, okay, look, we got a 2-2 count. Do we want to really go after him or try to make a perfect pitch? And if that's what Darvish asked him, that's a very good question to ask your catcher in this situation. You don't want to be going half-hearted on anything right now. You want to make sure you know exactly what you're trying to do. Darvish, a couple of looks at second, and the 2-2. Good try outside with that fastball that ran away at 95 miles an hour, and the count has gone full. Well, if Longoria keeps his first inning going, Ben Zobrist, the shortstop, is waiting in the on-deck circle. Darvish nods in agreement and comes set. Payoff pitch. Breaking ball hit out of play down the right side. Longoria, pretty defensive swing. And
yeah, Longoria is happy to foul that pitch off. He's fooled by the breaking ball. Not the location of it, but just the fact that it was a breaking ball. Kind of fought it off. Stay in the count. Get another shot.
Darvish ready to work one more time. Again, the 3-2. High in the air to left center field. Josh Hamilton to his right, coming on a few steps and puts it away. That'll do it. So Darvish gets Longoria with Jennings at second base. No damage in the first on a hit. Rangers coming up. No score, Rangers and Rays. spreading some much-needed rain to parts of North Texas, but not here at the ballpark. And Ron Washington has added some sunshine to the festivities tonight with this lineup. Ian Kinsler, the second baseman, leads off. Elvis Andrus is next. Josh Hamilton bats third place center. Cleanup hitters, the third baseman, Adrian Beltre. Ella Cruz in right field. Hitting sixth, DHing tonight, Michael Young. David Murphy in left batting seventh. The catcher, Giovanni Soto, hits eighth, and hitting ninth, the first baseman, Mitch Moreland.
On the mound for the Rays, James Shields. Having a solid season, 12-7. Pitched really well in his last 5 starts, 4-0, an ERA just above 2. Last 4 starts against the Rangers have gone well, not counting the postseason, but regular season they've gone really well. Undefeated in those 4 starts with an ERA under 2. The Rangers really knocked him around the last 2 years, though, in his start in the division series. 11 runs against him in 9 1/3 innings. Beat him twice.
Ian Kinsler takes that sinking fastball on the inside corner. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Kinsler hitting at .269 with 15 home runs, 64 driven in. 2-1 now. Ian having a great homestand. Oh, he is, like several of these Ranger teammates, really been on fire. He's hit .355 over the first 8 games of this 10-game homestand. Cranks that one well foul down the left side. And up toward the concession stand in the club level.
You can go a whole homestand and not see a player on the Rangers or the opponents hit a ball where he fouls those balls out. And he hits probably, oh, it seems like 2 or 3 a game up there.
And he hits them hard. I mean, it's not like he gets jammed and hits them out there.
If you could figure out a way to keep those balls fair and continue to hit them on the good part of the bat like that, you would be off to the races.
You would really have something going. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count. Kinsler back in there. And Shields back to the plate. 3-2. Well, Shields, who doesn't walk many, has gone to a full count here with the end. Kinsler trying to get aboard to start things off. Elvis Andrus will follow him in the Ranger order. Shields payoff pitch. High in the air. That will twist back into the seats down the right field line. And we'll try it again.
I was looking through the Rays notes, Buzz, and I saw a note on Shields that according to Fangraphs, he throws the lowest percentage of fastballs of any pitcher in the big leagues, 31%. But he's thrown 7 pitches to Ian, and every one of them has been a fastball so far.
And another one, and this was inside, and the appeal down to first base, they said he went around. First base umpire Mike Winters ringing up Kinsler. And Tom, that's one of the ones you were talking about the other day when we got on the discussion of a check swing, where the body really goes out in front, but do the hands go through with it?
It's tough to tell from that angle. Let's see. Yeah, you know, the body moves the bat. That's how the bat starts, when you rotate your body. And it looked like that got into no man's land. I think generally when you get the bat in that position, he's going to call a strike. Occasionally you might get away with it, but generally I think that's a strike, don't you?
Yeah, I do. That's exactly what Mike Winters felt, and really he's the only one that mattered on that particular play.
Yeah.
So 1 out. Here's Elvis. 298 the average, and he has just ripped James Shields every time he's faced him. Saw the number 6 out of 15. Count postseason 12 for 21 against Shields. There's a strike to even the count. Second in the majors in the month of August, Elvis Andrus, and he is just 1 hit away from tying his most hits in any month in his major league career. 37 is top. And he's at 36 right now. In case you're wondering who's leading the majors in hits, that would be Derek Jeter, the Yankee shortstop, the ageless one. He has 40. Shields with the 2-1 pitch. Chopper wide of third. Zobrist off balance throw, got him.
Nice play by Carlos Pena to complete that play. Thought Zobrist was on the verge of taking a little bit too much time, but he got rid of it quickly. Not sure if he was out, but he got the call thanks to a nice pick at first base by Carlos Pena.
Now that's the umpire down there at first base is watching the bag to see when the foot hits and listening for the sound of the ball hitting the glove, and that was a short hop, and sometimes the umpire will get fooled by the sound of the ball hitting the dirt. He'll think that's going into the glove. There's the short hop. Well, he got him. Not by much, but that wasn't a case of hearing the ball hit the dirt and making the out call prematurely. So Josh Hamilton steps in now. Josh takes ball 1. Josh brings a 6-game hitting streak into play tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Saw the numbers against Shields. Hamilton has not fared well, although he has had a couple of home runs. Takes strike 2.
Shields has a solid fastball. A lot of people would say his best pitch is his changeup. He throws a lot of changeups. Throws a lot of them because it's effective. It's an excellent changeup. Shields is also a workhorse. He threw almost 250 innings last year. Hasn't missed a start in 7 years.
Shields wants a new baseball, and Brian Knight, the home plate umpire, complies. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Hamilton. Bases empty, 2 away in the Ranger first. Scoreless ball game. Josh spoiling that changeup.
Shields last year had 11 complete games and had 28 starts where he pitched more than 7 innings. So he's one of those guys that you don't have to worry about the bullpen when he takes the mound. He pitches deep into the games and he pitches effectively as well. Last year he had a ERA under 3. He's one of the best pitchers in the league last year. Year before he had an ERA over 5. He made a nice comeback.
Another 2-2 pitch coming to Hamilton. And that's pulled foul.
Nice play.
Brought the glove, put it to use.
They each had a glove. Did he steal it from his buddy? Nope. He had longer arms. That was a nice play.
Shields back to the plate, and Hamilton fights one off. That had a pretty good fastball. Shields has about a 6 to 7, sometimes 8 mile an hour spread between his changeup and fastball. It's not really a swing and miss changeup, but he gets a lot of guys out in front enough to where they can't center the ball, can't hit it hard. Likes to have that ball put in play. Doesn't want to get a lot of swings and misses. And Hamilton gone there as that pitch working its way down and in. So Hamilton gone on strikes. A couple of punch outs in the first. On to the second in Arlington. No score. Rangers and Rays on Fox Sports Southwest. welcome in Jim Knox now to the show. Jim.
All right, thank you, Buzz. It is Japan-American Friendship Night and Community Corner tonight. What a night these Little Leaguers had from Japan. Karen Morris is here to tell us about that. Let's see. Texas Rangers Foundation teamed up with Yu Darvish and Goops and Glutz, and they brought in the Japan youth baseball team, and they had quite an afternoon down on the field playing a little baseball, meeting the players. A great ambassador night for, I guess, the Texas Rangers in Japan, right?
Right. Our community extends to where our players hail from, and now that we have a player hailing from Japan, Japan is near and dear to our hearts, and we spent a lot of time with the Ishinomaki team today, and they had a great time and had a great experience on the field.
All right, there we go. And Sam's taking care of this youth baseball team. You got to meet Yu Darvish, and I understand tonight this broadcast is going back to Japan, so all these players, families get to see him tonight. And you wanted to say one thing. What did they want to say? Go Darvish, go Rangers?
Right, yeah, they're really excited. You know, they arrived from Japan this morning, so they're a little tired, but they're really, this is dream come true for them.
There we go. Do you want to get them to say that, Sam? Huh? All right, here we go.
Go Darvish, go Rangers!
All right, we'll work on that, but that was a good try. Thank you, Sam. Appreciate it. Much more later today. Buzz.
All right, Jim, thank you. They said they got off the plane at 11 o'clock this morning and came straight to the ballpark after a 12-hour flight or whatever it is.
No wonder they don't want to say go Darvish. Number one, they don't have the slightest idea what he said. Number two, they're exhausted.
Yeah. It was a tough time for them, I would think.
Boy,
Fortunately, they're young. They can get over it. 2-1 the count. Darvish facing Ben Zobrist to start off this second inning. Scoreless game. And Zobrist slices one down the left field line. And that will reach the seats about 4 rows deep as David Murphy is over there taking a look at it. And Rangers captain got out of there and had some hot dogs. Came on the Fox Sports Southwest bus. Karen's there to take care of them. And what a day for them. A chance to be out there with the players and Koji Uhara. Don't you know that's got to be a thrill for all those young men?
Oh, yeah. And then they have the day like this, and Darvish is pitching at night. That's like perfect.
Perfect setup. Well, nobody's asleep yet, but at least anybody they can see. They may be shortly. 2-2 pitch. Pretty good breaking ball, but Zobrist able to check his swing, and the count has gone full.
Yeah, Zobrist is one of the few left-hand hitters that won't swing at that pitch. He's a very disciplined hitter. He's had a year where he's walked almost 100 times.
He's on pace this year to walk a career high 94 times.
Yeah, he's a good solid hitter, boy.
Payoff pitch outside, ball 4, and Zobrist with the leadoff walk is aboard for Luke Scott. First free pass issued by Yu Darvish tonight.
Zobrist has almost walked as many times as he's struck out. He gives you a tough at bat. Now that'll go as a walk, obviously. Would have gone as a strikeout to a lot of left-hand hitters who wouldn't have been able to lay off of that hard breaking ball that was just a little bit down and in. Definite strikeout pitch to a lot of hitters.
Luke Scott, a 9-game hitting streak, bringing that into tonight against Darvish. First pitch to him, way inside. Cutter missing. It's 1 ball, no strikes. In case you're wondering about Zobrist at first, he has some pretty good speed. He's stolen 13 bases this year. Rays as a team have stolen 109. See the numbers on Luke Scott. Zobrist, a pretty good lead at first. And the pitch is inside and low. It's 2 balls, no strikes. And Giovanni Soto going to go out and have a chat with Yu Darvish. Important early in the ball game, I think, for Soto and Darvish to really get it together between the two of them, so that Darvish understands what Soto is trying to do and Giovanni understands what Yu Darvish is thinking about. We'll give you some early scores from the American League West. Oakland again on top of Cleveland 4-0 tonight. They shut them out 3-0 last night. Top of the second in Minneapolis. Seattle and the Twins are scoreless. And we'll keep you updated on those among the other scores also. And later on tonight, Boston is in Anaheim to take on the Angels. There goes Zobrist, the 2-0 pitch, lying past Moreland into right field. Zobrist got decoyed at second, so he stopped, and he's going to be held at third base. Into second with the double is Luke Scott. Boy, that ball just rifled right on by Mitch Moreland.
Yeah, Scott hasn't had much of a year. He's hitting .229, but you get ahead in the count, you get a fastball to hit. Zobrist running on the play. Not sure where the ball is. Elvis made him feel like the ball was right behind him. Otherwise, he might have been able to score with no outs. Might have been held up anyway.
But now runners at second and third, nobody away, and Carlos Pena will come to the plate. Rangers with that overshift against Pena. You see Elvis playing right behind second base in the middle of your screen. And Pena chops it foul. It's 0-1. Out in shallow right field, Ian Kinsler, and only man on the left side of the infield, Adrian Beltre, about even with the bag. And 20 or 25 feet off the line. Pena, the lowest average in the American League of any regular, 190. But 16 home runs leads the Rays, too. The 0-1 pitch. A ball and a strike.
Pena strikes out a lot because he swings and misses a lot. He also walks quite a bit. Along with Zobrist, he's on pace to walk 90+ times this year. Not hitting as many home runs, I don't think, as the Rays thought he would.
Darvish back to the plate. Swing and a miss. It's a ball and 2 strikes.
Good cutter right on the inside part of the plate. A couple years ago, 2010, he hit 196 with Tampa Bay. Also hit 28 home runs and knocked in 84 runs.
Now Darvish trying to tune up a strikeout here. Second and third, nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Pop foul. That's back up over our heads and out of play. Darvish, who got through the first inning with just 13 pitches, has now thrown 13 here in the second inning, and he has nobody out and a couple of runners on. Ranger right-hander ready. A check of the runners, and again the 1-2. That will even the count to Pena. Pena has gone 0 for his last 13 trips to the plate. Last hit he had was back on the 19th of the month. Darvish trying to make that 0 for 14 right here. The 2-2 pitch. Check swing foul. Carlos Pena originally came up with the Rangers. Rangers really couldn't find a spot for him. And they had Teixeira and company at first base. And Pena's always had the reputation of a very good defensive first baseman. Again, the 2-2. That's high. Throw to third, and diving back is Ben Zobrist. Well, the count has gone full to Pena. First base is open, but there are runners at second and third. Ryan Roberts, the number 8 hitter, is waiting in the on-deck circle. Long inning so far for Yu Darvish. Payoff pitch to Pena. Popped up, and that will reach the seats over the screen. We'll try it again. Carlos Pena getting ready to step back into the batter's box. Yu Darvish trying to figure out what he will throw him for the 9th pitch of the at-bat.
I'd go for that swing and a miss he had at the cutter on the inside part of the plate. Run it in on his fists.
Make sure you get it in there. Darvish indicating to Soto that the shakeoff was his mistake. You put something down there and I'll go ahead and throw it. Right-hander's ready to work. Again, the 3-2. Got him swinging. How about 94 up about belt high?
Well, it took a while. Had to work. But that's a big out with men on second and third and nobody out to strike out Pena. Good fastball. Like a two-seam fastball that he swung over the top of.
Well, that is one very big out. And now Ryan Roberts will step to the plate. Roberts, the UTAX and local product out of LD Bell High School up in Hearst.
You look at that pitch on the pitch tracks and you see that the strikeout pitch to Pena was right in the center square, but it also had pretty good movement on it. It tailed away and down, and that's why he swung and missed at it. Good location, but still the movement on it didn't make it an easy pitch to hit.
Robertson 0 for 4 in last night's ball game. 1-0 pitch. And a foul tip at home plate. So Darvish started getting himself in hot water with a leadoff walk to Ben Zobrist. That was followed by a line shot double off the bat of Luke Scott. Then the strikeout of Pena, and Darvish wants a little repeat of that last at bat. He would love to get Roberts on a strikeout here. The 1-1. Little looper out into shallow center. Hamilton coming in a hurry, makes the catch. Tagging at third and putting the brakes on is Zobrist. And the throw cut off by Moreland. Great job of getting that fastball up where Roberts could not drive it. And Josh Hamilton, of course, with that great closing speed in center field.
That ran it in on his fist. A little blooper. Fans love that play. They could sense where that throw was going to end up. Probably a one-hop throw without the catcher having to move at all. But that's pretty much what you would expect from that shallow spot where Josh to throw from. So Darvish is 2/3 of the way there. Second and third, nobody out. Has to get the catcher right here to pitch out of a major jam.
Jose Lobaton, the switch hitting catcher. 233 the average, as you can see. And Darvish goes to work on him. Misses high and away for ball one. Lobaton driven in a run in 4 straight ball games. And over his last 7 games, he has 7 RBIs. So this guy not someone to be taken lightly, even though he's hitting that number 9 slot. Ground ball to the right side. Kinsler has it. It's going to have to be Darvish covering. Nice play. It goes 4-1 in your scorebook and a 0 on the scoreboard. Great job by Darvish and company. No runs a hit. 2 are left. Bottom of the second coming up. Rays and Rangers scoreless. find the area scenes at the ballpark, including the media room, dugouts, indoor batting cages, press box, and a lot more. Adult tickets are only $12 with discounts for groups, seniors, students, and youth. Get details at texasrangers.com/tours. Adrian Beltre has taken a few tours in the last 8 ball games here. Tours around the bases, that is, and he takes low and inside for ball 1. Beltre now with 25 home runs, 81 driven in, and batting .315. That's good for 5th in the American League coming into play tonight. Shields gets a strike on the outer part. 1-1 to Beltre. Adrian last night a 4 RBI night, went 3 for 3 with a walk. 2-1 now. Since August 20th, that's 8 days ago, 9 counting tonight. Adrian Beltre, 13 RBI. You saw on that list too, there are a couple of other Rangers on there with Mitch Moreland, and Rangers doing some damage here at home on this homestand. That's fouled out of play. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Beltre. You can go back even a little further than that if you want to. The last 12 games, Beltre is hitting .447. Smokes that one foul toward the Rays dugout, and the count remains even. Beltre starting off the Rangers second. Beltre, Cruz, and Young to face James Shields. Big right-hander goes to the wind, and the pitch to Beltre is popped up. Shallow right field. Brian Roberts backpedaling. He is making the call now, struggling a bit with the wind as it would play a few tricks.
The fans could sense he was struggling too.
Able to make the grab, and Beltre is retired for out number 1. Not very much of a breeze tonight, but boy, just coming in here though, there's enough for a breeze to where it's blowing out toward left center field, which is an unusual angle for it to be blowing in the first place. That means it's out of the north to northwest, but it still swirls in here a little bit. And as Ryan Roberts found out, it doesn't make a high pop up like that exactly a piece of cake. Here's Nelly Cruz, who has homered in 2 straight games, and he takes a strike. Cruz brings in a 3-game hitting streak to play tonight. He's been a .333 hitter, and he is approaching 80 runs driven in. Hamilton, of course, leading the club with 111 runs and leading the major leagues with those 111. A strike to Cruz. Beltre second with 81, then Cruz with 77. 1-2 pitch, and that's low.
Shields last year was 16-12. He threw 249 innings. Had a .282 ERA and struck out 225 batters. So he had a terrific year last year. This year he's 6th in the league with 168 strikeouts, and among the leaders in innings pitched. So he's a workhorse. I mentioned in 7 years he's never missed a start. Valuable guy to have. Quality pitcher. Pitches deep into ball games and never misses a start.
I think those qualities, Tom, the ones you just mentioned, one of the reasons why he was sought after by other teams during the trade deadline. He gets Cruz on the off-speed pitch, and that is strikeout number 3 for Shields. 2 away. Michael Young coming up.
That's some kind of changeup right there. That thing, it looks like a splitter. It goes straight down at the end. You're talking about throwing 30% of his pitches being changeups and somewhere around 30% being fastballs. Throw more fastballs than that early in the game. I don't know if it'll change as the game goes on. But that's a combination. That's a quality combination.
So here's Michael handling the DH chores for the 2nd straight night. Had 1 hit last night. Takes high and in for one ball and no strikes. Michael, 4 home runs, 50 driven in this year. Just got the word that we have a new right fielder and for the Tampa Bay Rays. Shields pitch on the inside corner. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Sam Fuld has entered the game in place of Matt Joyce. Didn't get any word on as to the reason for the change. 2-2, the count to Young. Shields to the wind, and back to the plate he comes. Young gone on strikes. Pretty good cut fastball there from Shields. Shields has struck out 4 of the first 6 Rangers he's faced. We're going to the third. No score in Arlington on Fox Sports Southwest. To you by your Texas Ford dealer. Head to your Texas Ford dealer and drive the best in Texas. And by AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. As we head to the top of the third inning, joining us now, Rangers President and CEO Nolan Ryan. Nolan, sure appreciate, again, you taking the time to visit with us here in the third.
Well, my pleasure.
When we spoke last a week ago on this night, the ball club had just come off the road and had been spotty again offensively. That's all changed. What do you see?
Yeah.
What do you see has happened?
Well, you know, offensively, we really started swinging the bats better and getting some quality at bats, and it's. And then we've had some strong pitching performances. And you take like last night, I don't believe I've seen our pen more dominant than it was last night with those 3 guys coming out of the pen.
Nolan, not to change the subject, but I'd be interested in your take on the trade when you first saw it between the Red Sox and the Dodgers. It's kind of a huge deal. What was from an executive's point of view, what was your take on that?
Well, I thought, well, the Red Sox are cleaning house and they're dumping salary and they're trying to get a handle on their situation and thinking that they're probably going into a rebuilding phase and thinking that the Dodgers are trying to make a commitment to win this year. And I'd talked to some of their owners at the owners meetings a couple of weeks ago, and I knew that's pretty much what their focus was. They felt like it was an opportunity to take advantage of a new situation.
Well, they got a lot of money on the line. I guess they'll find out whether they took advantage of it or not.
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting. If that doesn't work out, a what happens then? I don't know.
I don't think there's going to be another team to bail them out.
No, I don't think so. I think what they have, they're going to live with.
Nolan, Darvish had to miss a start, a little tweak in his right quad. How have you seen him make adjustments and progress in his first year over here?
Well, I think, Buzz, is what we've seen is we've seen him have some really sharp games. We've seen him struggle in some early innings, but when he finally gets into a rhythm, his command improves, and he has so much confidence in his pitches, and has such an assortment of pitches that hitters, he keeps them off stride. They don't know what to look for, and it's like we see a lot of third strikes where they take or they chase a bad pitch. And so, once he finds his rhythm and gets consistent, it's going to be really interesting to see what kind of year he can put together.
Something, Nolan, that I know you've talked about a lot. As a matter of fact, you and I have talked about it a lot, not just with Darvish, but the mound presence. Tom and I had discussed this about 3 starts ago for Darvish. It looked like he was losing a little bit of that mound presence in that game. And the next time we saw him, he had it right back, where he was stone-faced and he was all business.
Well, we've seen that where he'll come out and start from the first inning and carry that through the game. And then other times that it's like he struggles with it and he doesn't have a good feel, and that he's trying to figure it out and feel his way through a game. And so that's what I talk about with the inconsistency that I've seen. And I think it's, what causes that, I think it's all part of this transition that he's going through, and he's only 25 too. So, he just happened to come with so much success coming out of Japan and such high expectations. But I think we looked at it realistically, and I think that we see progress being made, and we're comfortable with that. And he's probably performing on the level that the majority of us anticipated.
Is it difficult sometimes to where you have to remind yourself that, hey, this guy is still a rookie and he's going to have some of the same problems even with all the experience he's had in Japan?
Well, it really is that, it's a totally new situation for him, and that it's a learning process. And so you have to step back and not get caught up in some of the hype and expectations, and try to look at it from a realistic perspective.
Is there any one thing that's been the most difficult for him? You hear the ball is different, the hitters are better, he's pitching more often, cultural change, the pressure, or is it just a combination of all of them?
I think it's a combination of all of them, but I think, too, that the strike zone, I think being a rookie and being new and with the hype, I think that at times he's pitched to a smaller strike zone. It just appears that way to me.
No, and you wouldn't be saying that rookies don't get the same called strikes that veteran pitchers do, would you? Huh? That doesn't happen.
I wouldn't say that.
No, I didn't.
I've never seen a pitcher, no matter a rookie or veteran, who ever thought he got his share of strikes.
No, you've always heard the term expand the strike zone. Well, I was a believer in that.
Pitch out that almost didn't get pitched out. Soto had to reach back for it, but no action going.
Any umpire in particular come into mind, Nolan?
No, I've tried to. Durwood always had a tendency.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I kind of thought that might be where you were going with it. I like Durwood. I would have taken him every night behind the dish. They would have just left Durwood and I alone. We'd have done well.
Whoa. Ooh. That might be what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's an interesting situation with the hitter that we have at the plate right now, and that pitch right there. I mean, when you look at that pitch, what was wrong with it?
Well, according to our pitch tracks, it was a borderline pitch that could have been called a strike.
Well, that's pretty much the way I see it too.
Yeah.
And, but if you're you and you make that pitch, you want that pitch. But under this circumstances, most of the time you're not going to get it.
There goes Full, and the pitch hit well to left field. Murphy going back. He has room. He will stop in front of the warning track and put it away. Nolan, thanks very much for joining us. We sure do appreciate it.
Thanks, okay, Nolan. Guys. Thanks. Good talking to y'all.
Bottom of the third coming up. Still scoreless in Arlington. Rangers and Rays on Fox Sports Southwest. Subway restaurants. Happy birthday, Subway. And let's take a look at this date in baseball history presented by Subway. August 28th of 2008, game between the Cubs and Phillies at Wrigley becomes the first to be played with video replay available to the umpires. And that's just on boundary questions, home runs, fair, foul, fan interference on boundaries. But that was the first one. Seems like longer ago than that, considering the storm of controversy that blew up in baseball. It's been 4 years, and it has become a part of the game, I guess, that is not going away. David Murphy leading things off. A count of 1 ball, 1 strike to Murph, hitting at .312 for the year. Shields missing high and away. It's 2-1. Murph, 11 home runs, 49 driven in. And ball 3 is low. Well, Murphy trying to get aboard to start off the Ranger third inning. He'll be followed by the catcher, Giovanni Soto. Shields, 3-1 offering. Rip and a miss. And the count has gone full. Murph also having a great homestand. .385 his average. With 7 runs scored in the first 8 games. Pokes that one foul back to the screen, and it's still a 3-2 count.
Shields a quick worker. He gets the ball, looks for the sign. He's ready to go, boy.
And again, the payoff. Outside and high, ball 4, and the Rangers have their first base runner as David Murphy draws a leadoff walk.
Shields has a little bit of a Felix Hernandez look to him, the way he turns his back on the hitter. That hides the ball. Can make your 93-mile-an-hour fastball look a little bit more like a 96-mile-an-hour fastball because you don't pick it up quite as easily. I'm sure that works to his advantage.
Giovanni Soto, a .243 hitter, is up there, and
quick move.
Very quick move. Quick feet, snap throw.
The way that a lot of the Rays pitchers take the stretch, Buzz, the way they bend over like that. I'm thinking that comes from Dick Bosman, but I'm not sure. Is that right?
I would believe so, yeah.
Because Mike Mussina used to do it. They got him. That is some kind of quick move he's got, boy. David doesn't argue either. If he's arguing, I'm on David's side.
Now, Murphy's not arguing about the out call. I think he's arguing about the move. Bud might have felt he was deceived by a balk move.
I don't know.
Quick tag, too.
I don't know if he touched him or not.
Well, the pickoff erases the leadoff walk.
Well, when Bozzie was in Baltimore, it's when Mussina came up with the Orioles, and the first pitcher I noticed do that was Mussina.
Yeah.
But I noticed Wade Davis was doing it when he came in relief, and Bozzie is the minor league pitching instructor, has been for quite a while now with Tampa Bay, and see Shields doing the same thing. And I guess that's so you get a little better look at the runner at first base, right?
Yeah, you can do a few things when you're making an exaggerated move like that. I know Mussina said it was a matter of getting himself loose as he went into the stretch position. He said he felt like it stretched him out pretty good before he went there. Yeah.
104 degrees in Baltimore. Throw 120 pitches, man. You'd be really loose by the end of that game.
That is strikeout number 5 by James Shields.
It's hard to tell if he touched him or not. If he did, pretty close play. Might have whiffed on him, but from the umpire's point of view, it's tough to tell whether he touched the hand or missed by an inch.
Yeah, and if the ball gets there like that too, and typically you're going to be called out.
You're not going to get the call. Yep.
Well, 2 away, base is empty. Here's Mitch Moreland. Ball 1 is outside. Mitch had his hitting streak snapped the other night when he pinch hit. Moreland had come into that at bat with a career best 9-game hitting streak. He ended up striking out last night, and that stopped the streak. But boy, over those 9 games, he had 394 and drove in 11 runs. 1-1 pitch to him. Breaking ball missed. 2-1. Mitch, since coming back off the disabled list the end of July, now almost a month to the day, hitting .341. The 2-1 loop down the left field line. That's going to slice back and go into the 3rd row out of play. And Mitch checking his bat to see if that broke it, and apparently it did, so he's going to have to get a new piece of lumber. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, nobody on. We play in the bottom of the 3rd inning. And James Shields has struck out 5 of the first 8 Rangers he has faced tonight. The only base runner, a leadoff walk to David Murphy. And he's going to get the final out of the 3rd here on a pop-up to Longoria. So Moreland out, and the Rangers go quietly in order in the 3rd. We're on to the 4th inning in Arlington. Rangers nothing, Rays nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. scoreless ball game. Both pitchers have been pretty good tonight. Darvish allowing 1 hit in each of the first 3 innings. He has 3 strikeouts. Shields has been outstanding. No hits the first 3 frames. Just 1 walk and 5 punch-outs for the Tampa Bay right-hander. Ben Zobrist, the switch-hitting shortstop, leading things off. Drew a leadoff walk in the 2nd inning. And Darvish pours in strike 1. Zobrist led off that 2nd by walking, then advanced to 3rd on a double by Luke Scott. They had runners at 2nd and 3rd and nobody out. And a great job of pitching by Darvish. He got a strikeout, a fly ball to shallow center, and a ground out to end the inning with no damage done. And he's gotten ahead of Zobrist here, no balls and 2 strikes. Darvish about ready to throw his 54th pitch of the night. The only blip on the radar as far as that is concerned, a 23-pitch 2nd inning. And now Darvish and Soto not able to get together on the signs.
While they're trying to do that, we have a birthday wish. Robert Leonard Klein, 90 years old, retired Army Major. Happy birthday, Robert. Thanks for your service. Hope you're enjoying the game tonight. Also want to thank everybody who has sent us food over the last couple of days. We talked about that tonight, and you can see what we got if you go to the FoxSportsSouthwest.com and click on Tom's Treats. A little sample of what we got right here, Buzz.
Ooh,
those are the apricot empanadas. Johnny Ramone in the background, little wash over there, enjoying some cake balls. That's just a preview.
Ground ball by the dive of Adrian Beltre and into left field. So after all that talking on the mound, Zobrist able to poke the ball the other way for a leadoff single. And let's bring in Jim Knox once again, Jim.
All right, thank you, Buzz, with Tom Schiefer right here. He is the former ambassador to Japan, as well as the former team president of the Texas Rangers, and a lot of fine folks from Japan here at the ballpark tonight, as well as around the city. You're a key reason for that, and tell us a little bit about how this came about.
Grassroots summit, and each country visits the other every other year, and so there's a whole group of Japanese who'll be in the Dallas-Fort Worth community that will be here for a few days, and the idea to understand the culture of the other country. And it's been going on a long time, and it's quite successful, and we're very happy that they chose Texas to come to this year.
There we go. Well, Tom, good seeing you. Keep up the great work. All right, appreciate it. Buzz?
All right, Jim, thank you. 1 ball, no strikes, the count to Luke Scott. Zobrist driven back to first base by a toss from Yu Darvish. Tom had mentioned Darvish little trouble with the stolen base, and he has allowed 20 of 22 base stealers to be successful this year. Snap throw this time is a little bit closer. Zobrist able to dive back. Darvish set. And the pitch way inside.
The situation he was in last time, he got Zobrist. He walked Zobrist. This time Zobrist had a single, but then he got behind Scott 2-0. Came in with a fastball, and that's the ball that Scott ripped by Mitch Moreland. So he's in the same situation right now.
And last time Zobrist was off with the 2-0 pitch. We'll see if he does it again. He's staying put this time, and Darvish misses outside. It's 3 balls and no strikes. Ron Washington keeping a close eye on things. As you probably heard in the remarks before the show, Ron Washington doesn't anticipate there being any kind of pitch count limit on Darvish tonight. 3-0 pitch is hammered high and
that's a
foul.
Kinsler shot.
It's close.
The opposite way. He's definitely ready for that 89-mile-an-hour pitch. Let's see what it was. Not sure. It might have been a hanging splitter right down the middle of the plate. Got away with it.
Well, you said, Tom, that if you're going to swing 3-0, you can't get jammed.
Don't be late.
You get that bat hit out there, and that's exactly what Scott did. Moves the count to 3-1. And Darvish, again, paying attention to Ben Zobrist over there.
Darvish averages about 110 pitches a start. That's the second most in Major League Baseball.
Right-hander ready to work. There goes Zobrist. The 3-1 pitch is high, and there are 2 men aboard with nobody out for Carlos Pena. Second walk of the game issued by Yu Darvish. Again, Giovanni Soto out there to have a little talk with him. Well, let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. Boy, Oakland back-to-back whitewashings so far of the Cleveland Indians.
It's a good thing the Rangers have turned things around and started to play well. Oakland be right there. Oakland's won 8 out of 10. They're 13 games, be 14 games over 500 after tonight.
So Carlos Pena stepping in. Pena went down swinging his first time to the plate. Rangers putting a modified shift on with Andrews right near the bag at second, and Kinsler way over in the hole at between first and second. 0-1 the count.
Last night the Rangers really got to David Price well. Tonight Kansas City's getting to Justin Verlander, 2 of the best pitchers in the league, getting knocked around. Can't happen to anybody. Don't see it happen to Felix Hernandez much lately, though.
Not lately.
Another shutout.
Not lately.
Of course, David Price, it hadn't happened to him very much either in 12 or 13 starts before last night.
Yeah, that was the second most runs that Price had given up all year long to a club. 0-1 pitch to Pena. Slow breaking ball, and that dips a little bit low. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. You see, Pena has struck out in half the at-bats he's gone hitless in consecutively. 0 for 14 with 7 punch-outs. The situation here where he could do some damage, however. First and second and nobody out. It's this ball down the left field line. It's twisting and will go back into the seats. Beltre down there to take a look, but right over the tarpaulin into the 4th row. No, 1-2. Now the count to Carlos Pena. Well, Pena this year with runners in scoring position, getting 144. Now the 1-2. And that's out of play on the first base side. But Darvish, the advantage in the count, he had a kind of a tough time putting Pena away the first time he faced him. That was right in the middle of that 23-pitch second inning. He eventually got the strikeout. Pena out of the box momentarily as Darvish slowing things down. Now the right-hander comes set and checks of second and steps off the pitching rubber. Well, this may be as disjointed as we've seen Yu Darvish as far as getting the ball and making the pitch. He just doesn't look like he's really in sync. Got him swinging there. He got Pena out of sync too. That's the second time he's gotten Carlos Pena. That is the 4th strikeout of the night for Darvish. 1 away for Ryan Roberts. Let's take a look at the Ford leaderboard this evening. the most games of 10-plus strikeouts in the major leagues. Yu Darvish right there on top of things with 7. R.A. Dickey with 6. And then you have James Shields, tonight's opponent on the mound, Felix Hernandez, and Steven Strasburg. Roberts going after that first pitch, and he fouls it straight back. Roberts came up with 1 out and runners at second and third his first time up, and skied to shallow center field. It was shallow enough that Ben Zobrist, who was on third at that time, could not take a chance on trying to score in the arm of Josh Hamilton. Hamilton has turned out through a strike into the cutoff man. There's a slow chopper to third, and Beltre, off-balance throw is wide of the mark. It pulls Moreland off. Looked like Beltre was going to try and get the ball and step on third, but he was afraid the ball was not hit sharply enough from his initial read. And he hurried his throw and pulled Moreland off the bag, and I would imagine that will be an error on Adrian Beltre.
Yeah, that's a play Adrian makes almost every time. It was a slowly hit ball, and it did look, Buzz, like he was caught in between whether he could get the runner at third base. You know, the only thing from our vantage point he could have done is wait for the ball to roll there, but then it would have been a pretty close play. Felt like he had to come in to make the play. Got a pretty fast runner. Right there, he was thinking about it, made the decision he couldn't do it. That was a close play. Going to be a close play anyway at first base.
They're going to give Roberts a base hit on that. Yes, you can make a case for it.
Yeah, I think it looked like it was going to be close if he made a good throw. The surprise is that Adrian didn't make an accurate throw as many times as we've seen him do that.
So the bases now are full. Jose Lobaton is at the plate. Lobaton grounded out to the right side his first time up. And the pitch is very high for ball 1. Lobaton now at 231 for the season. He's on a pretty good RBI streak. RBIs in his last 4 ball games, and he's got the bases full here. Ground ball to first. Moreland goes to second for 1. The return to Darvish, and they got it. Wow. Great play by Darvish and a good throw by Andrews to be able to pick out the one who was covering the bag. A 3-6-1 double play, and again, the Rays are thwarted by Darvish and company. Watch this fancy footwork by Darvish. Bottom of the 4th coming up. Still scoreless in Arlington. To keep it that way. And let's take a look at tonight's AT&T trivia question. Name the only pitcher to win a home game in the last 2 postseason series between the Rangers and these Tampa Bay Rays. Key there, a home game. Only pitcher from either team to win a home game the last 2 years. Well, the Rangers come to bat in the 4th inning. And Ian Kinsler will lead things off. The top of the order is James Shields has faced the minimum. He has allowed 1 base runner. That'll lead off walk to David Murphy in the 3rd, but Murph was immediately picked off by Shields. Kinsler, a strikeout victim on a 3-2 pitch that he tried to check his swing on in the 1st inning. And the first pitch is inside as Shields working primarily fastballs inside to Kinsler, trying to get him to turn that bat head up a bit. There's one down and away. That was a changeup. And the count is 2 balls, no strikes.
Kinsler won't swing at that changeup very often. He's as disciplined laying off that off-speed pitch down and out of the strike zone as any Ranger hitter.
And then sinking fastball off the plate inside. The count has gone 3-0. Shields backing off the pitching arm very quick. He kind of angrily swipes at the dirt. I don't think his mind was quite right for this 3-0 pitch. Now he's ready. And it's a strike at the knees. Shields, 3-1 pitch. That's hammered hard and foul down the third base side. And again, it's a 3-2 count to Kinsler. So Ian trying to lead things off by getting aboard here in the 4th inning. Elvis Andrus will follow Kinsler to the plate. Payoff pitch. Swung on and hit high and deep to left field. Going back is Jennings. Way back. Goodbye.
As we were talking first time up, if Ian could keep some of those balls fair, then he hits on the sweet spot of the bat that go foul, he'd be in business, and he did. He kept that one fair. He pulled the pitch before it hard, sharply, right on the good part of the bat foul. And he stayed with that one and kept it fair.
See, he heard you and listened to you.
That pitch is in, too. That's a swing. He needs to bottle that swing up and keep it.
362 feet, and the Rangers have a 1-0 lead as Elvis hits a sharp 2-hopper down to Longoria at third. Picked it cleanly and threw Elvis out.
That's got to be frustrating for the Rays. They're up to bat for 15 minutes, saw about 25 or 30 pitches, get the bases loaded and 1 out. Battling to get a run, double play. They're out of there with no runs. 1 swing of the bat, the Rangers get a run.
Joe Maddon's club has had trouble scoring runs in bunches. I'm not sure they've gone through much of a streak like this where they've had that many opportunities that have gone by the wayside in the early innings.
Well, it stands to reason when you're an offensively challenged team that you're not going to come through in those situations as much as a team like the Rangers. But you really see the difference when you look at the bottom 3 guys in the Ranger lineup. You don't pitch through the bottom 3 guys in the Rangers lineup, second and third, nobody out very often.
0-2 pitch to Hamilton. Got him swinging.
That's a great changeup he's got.
3 straight is what Hamilton saw, and that is strikeout number 6 for Shields. 2 away, and Adrian Beltre coming up. Well, folks, Fox Sports Southwest and 105.3 The Fan are calling on you to save 1,000. Just 1 pint of blood donated can save up to 3 lives. And we're up to 762 lives saved with 1 week to go. Only 80 donors are needed to reach our goal. This Friday, go to Texas Rangers Baseball Hall of Fame Museum right here at the ballpark, and that's from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. and help us save 1,000. Beltre looping one down the right field line. It's slicing, and that will be back in the first row. Sam Fuld over there to take a look, but it was out of play. Beltre will come back to the plate. Beltre popped out to second base as he led off the Rangers' second inning. And This is out of play to the right side. Looks like Adrian making a determined effort to take the ball the other way. And I guess a guy that throws a pretty good changeup, that's probably the best thing to do, isn't it?
I think it is. And he's got the kind of changeup. You can almost look for a changeup and not hit his changeup. Look at that thing. That thing goes straight down like a splitter.
And 7 strikeouts for James Shields, but Ian Kinsler gets the Rangers on the board and gives them the lead. That leadoff home run in the 4th inning, the only hit the Rangers have tonight. But it's good enough for a 1-0 lead as we head to the 5th inning on Fox Sports Southwest. After 4 innings, I should say. And the AT&T trivia question tonight: name the only pitcher to win a home game in the last 2 postseason series between the Rangers and the Rays. And the answer would be Derek Holland. Won game 2 right here last year, and the Rangers won that ball game 8-6. But joining us now, as he always does for the 5th inning on Fox Sports Southwest, the co-host of Rangers Live, Mark McLemore. Mac, glad to have you along as always. It's This is the kind of game I would have thought would have broken out last night, as far as nobody being able to do much with either starting pitcher. That wasn't the case last night, but it certainly is tonight.
Yeah, you would think that from last night's starting pitchers, but it didn't unfold. But tonight, and James Shields, he's just that guy. You never know. He can come out and pretty much shut you down, throw a no-hitter, a one-hitter, or a two-hitter, and not let you do anything on the board.
Yu Darvish now facing the top of the order for the 3rd time tonight. And Desmond Jennings takes that slow hook that drops in. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jennings 1 for 2 in tonight's ball game. Led off the game with a single against Darvish. Got as far as second, but Darvish stranded him right there. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 5 for Darvish. 1 away for Upton. We've been talking about James Shields and that changeup. It's just devastating the way guys are going at it. It's looked like Tom said, it's one of those changeups you can look for and not be able to do much with it. Have you faced somebody that had a changeup like that, where it was just almost unhittable most of the time?
I'm sure I have, especially if you go back and look at my stats. I know I've faced a bunch of those guys. But Shields, he's just tough. He throws hard, and that's what makes his changeup that much more devastating. He uses a lot of body action, and that's distracting to a hitter. And for right-handers, my goodness, he comes across his body, and it just makes it even that much harder to hit him.
And if you just watched the pitch and didn't know he threw a changeup, you'd call it a splitter.
Right.
The way it goes down.
Yeah. Does that turning the back to home plate bother guys? Is that a hard thing to get to adjust to?
I think for right-handers, it didn't bother me at all being a switch hitter, seeing a left-hander or right-hander do it, because they were still going to eventually end up coming at me anyway. But for right-handers or lefty on lefty, it takes them so long for that arm to come back into view. It can be very difficult for a righty or lefty.
1-2 pitch to Upton.
And, as long as, the longer that pitcher holds it, obviously, the tougher it's going to be, and especially if he whips around at the last second. And Shields does a lot of that. He's a great athlete. He's got quick feet. You saw him pick Murphy off at first base, just lightning fast.
Got him swinging. Upton punched out for the second straight time. That is 6 strikeouts for Darvish. And the U chant goes up.
Well, we're talking about double-digit strikeout games. Darvish leads the major leagues with 7. There's a Darvish splitter to get Upton. And James Shields is at 5. They're both on their way to double-digit strikeout games today. Hey, Tom and Steve, I should... Oh, can't quite read the rest of it. We had a message there, Buzz.
Did we?
Yep. Not sure what it said, though.
Call back in a little while. It's okay. Sam Full takes strike 1. Full who entered the ball game for Matt Joyce. Matt Joyce, by the way, out with a strain in his left forearm. That's what caused him to leave the ball game. Little tapper down the first baseline. It's going to stay fair, and it's going to roll right to the bag. It's going to be a base hit. Now, that's the second time now in the last couple of nights we've seen that happen. One was on a bunt the other night in the series just concluded.
I think we saw one in the Twins series on ball down the third base line, another one down the first base line, and here's another one. And on a lot of fields, this kind of ball goes foul. On this field, it stays fair. And based on at least this homestand, it's benefiting the other team more than it's benefiting us.
Yeah. And the bad news is that brings up Evan Longoria. He is 0 for 2, but messing with fire with a guy that is swinging a bat like this with runners on base. Get ahead of him, strike 1, and Darvish now a little room to play with. Longoria with a pair of flyouts, now hitting at 293. Full the runner at first, has pretty good speed. Darvish checks him as he goes to his stretch and will throw first base way. Full expanding that lead by about a half step. And a little weak ground ball to the right side. Kinsler. Sidearm onto Moreland. Good job by Yu Darvish. Well, the 2-out hit, no damage. The Rays leave their 7th man aboard. We're halfway through the ball game. Rangers 1, Rays nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. iPad, Android, BlackBerry, and Windows Mobile. Get live audio, pitch tracking, video highlights, and more. Just text @BAT to 31826 or visit TexasRangers.com for details. Mark McLemore with us here in the booth as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. And Nelly Cruz to start things off. It will be Cruz, Young, and Murphy to face James Shields, and Shields misses outside for ball 1. Shields has only allowed 1 hit tonight, and that was a 4th inning leadoff home run by Ian Kinsler. That changeup again. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Nelly said he hit a changeup last night. The ball he hit off David Price to right center field. I remember thinking it was a fastball that he hit out there, but Nelly said after the game it was a changeup.
I thought it might have been a cut fastball that he was trying to throw outside. No one knows better than the hitter, though.
Well, I wouldn't quite agree with that.
Would you?
No, because most of the time when guys ask me what it was I hit, I have no idea. It was a ball. That was all I know. So it always amazed me when Will Clark would come back in the dugout. So, yeah, he threw me that 1-1 slider back on May 3rd, and I knew he was going to throw it again here August 15th. I'm like, really? You remember those kind of things?
2-2 pitch, and Cruz fights it off his fist back in the screen.
I was just never quite that good.
Yeah, I could see not really realizing whether it was a cut fastball or a changeup, the way Price threw it. And it could have. Nelly gets hit on the left elbow.
Yeah, that was a changeup, but it hit him right in the wrong spot. Generally, you say, okay, I'll take a changeup for the team, but not when it hits you like it hit Nelly. Still going 85 miles an hour.
And he didn't react to that very well. It looked like he thought it was going to do something to get away from him. Get him on the lower part of the forearm, or
it looked like it hit between
wrist.
His elbow and his wrist, or right above the wrist.
Oh, got him on the outside of the elbow. That your funny bone.
He must be feeling it down near his wrist.
No, it was on the outside of the elbow.
Yeah.
To get back. Right on that little process out there. That's not a real comfortable place. There, Ron Washington and Kevin Harmon out there taking a look at him. Not a whole lot of meat right there on your body to cushion that at all. Let's go down to Emily Jones and bring her on in. Emily?
Well, guys, I was talking to Ian Kinsler a couple of weeks ago about, getting hit by pitches, because he doesn't move out of the way for anything, it seems. And he said, you know what, you can pretty much take getting hit, by a baseball anywhere except for basically exactly where Nelson got hit. He said right there in the elbow is the worst possible spot you can take a pitch. He said, I'll take one pretty much anywhere else, but if it looks like it's headed that direction, I try and get out of the way.
That's interesting. I would have thought your hand or wrist or somewhere like that would be. I wouldn't want to get hit there.
Yeah, it looked. I thought it hit him in the elbow, but then when it looked like he was holding his wrist. I think when it hits your funny bone like that, your whole arm goes dead on you.
Yeah,
it hurts everywhere.
This is why you see a lot of guys wear that elbow pad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The 1 on, nobody out. Here's Michael Young. Chops that first pitch foul. A slow breaking ball from James Shields. Young went down swinging his first time up. Michael hit the ball hard last night a couple of times to right field. That usually indicates that his stroke is pretty much where he wants it. Shields, though, is a little different animal when he's thrown like this. 1-1. Mac, I had asked Tom, and I'll ask you the same thing. In general, a guy that has a good changeup like Shields, would you try and focus on taking the ball the other way?
Yes, from the left side, that's exactly what I would try to do.
Could be a double play. Longoria to second, and Roberts couldn't get the ball out of his glove, so they're just going to get Cruz. It'll just be a force play, and Ryan Roberts a little upset with himself that he couldn't find the handle. No, one out. Now with Young at first base. Let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here is John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. 100th career home run, huh?
Not bad.
Got there pretty quick. Wow. David Murphy drew a walk his first time to the plate. Young at first, one away here in the Ranger fifth inning. Michael Young, a very modest lead at first, having seen Murphy picked off the first time that he got on base. Good rip at a fastball, and he fouled it straight back. And see by the reaction from David Murphy, he'd like to have a mulligan on that one.
That's what we talked about last night. Seeing that hitter knows. David Murphy knows he's not going to get that pitch again.
Yeah. At least not tonight.
No, you guys were talking about the catcher watching the hitter and how important that was. Buzz, when a hitter took that kind of swing and you threw the pitch right down the middle of the plate, you knew.
Oh yeah,
he felt like he got a pretty good pitch to hit.
I was watching.
There's no secret with that.
No, I was watching him get mad at himself, and he was watching me smile.
Yeah, when you groove one and the guy takes a swing, I remember Gary Sheffield was hitting against Nolan when Gary was a rookie, and he swung as hard as you could swing. Almost fell down, fouled off a high fastball, and like banged his bat on the ground, got out of the box, was pacing around. Next pitch, whoop, up and in, and down he went, boy.
I'm surprised it didn't become part of his rib cage.
It's like Nolan was saying, hey, take your swing, but don't rub it in my face that you missed it.
No, if you're going to swing and fall down, you got to put the ball in play.
Unless you're Beltray.
Yeah, well.
That's just part of his deal.
And I still can't figure that swing out.
Murphy again looping one out of play. It's still 2-2. You wouldn't try and teach a young hitter how to do that?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, it's funny you would say that. About 2 months ago, someone sent us, I lost it. I was going to show it, a little leaguer taking that exact
really?
I don't know if he was trying to take it or if he slipped or whatever, but he was down on one knee taking a swing. And the guy that sent it said, you guys talking about no one else swings that way. Here's an example of a little leaguer doing it. And I wanted to show that, and I lost it. I deleted it by mistake.
Shallow left field. Jennings coming on, and Murphy is retired for out number 2. That'll bring up Giovanni Soto. Yeah, that'd be like trying to teach somebody to hit the way Guerrero hits. Vlad.
Wow. Good luck with that.
You got no chance.
There were some guys with some strange stances that I know I saw over my career, and probably the strangest one that I know it just looks like I still have no idea how he came up with this, and you guys know exactly who I'm talking about. Phil Plantier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have no idea how you can go into a cage like that and figure out, okay, I'm going to take this stance into a major league game, and then hit 30 home runs that year.
You know, the stance. I don't know either. Other than you got to be comfortable. Buzz, when we were playing, there was a lot of guys that hit with an extreme closed stance.
Yeah.
You don't see that anymore.
No.
Guys didn't hit with an open stance back then. Now, if it's one way or the other, they open up a little bit to see the ball better.
Yep.
But remember Dan Ford, the stance he used to have?
Right.
He had like 1 foot in the back left-hand side of the batter's box and the other one on the other side of the batter's box. His back was to the pitcher.
Matter of fact, Tampa's first base coach, George Hendrick.
Right.
Yeah.
Closed stance.
George had that.
He hit like that, too. A lot of guys did.
The only guys that had open stances were the ones who were getting jammed so badly every time they had to open it up to get the front side out.
Another guy that had a weird stance, Dick McAuliffe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
A lot of guys' hands way
Remember
up.
how high
way up
Yaz
high,
put his hands up? They weren't there when he got ready to hit.
No. And that's what I was going to say. You take a snapshot of those guys when they're ready to swing the bat forward.
It's all the same.
Yeah, they almost all look identical.
Yeah.
One and two, the count to Giovanni Soto.
Another thing that George is responsible for that I'm sure most of the guys in the major leagues have no idea about are the pants.
Yep.
Yeah.
All the way down. George was that guy that started that.
Yes, he was. Soto, a ripped shot to left field, a base hit. Young will check in at second.
He hit the changeup.
Looks like he got that up in the strike zone a little bit, and Giovanni Soto said, that's fine. I'll just crank that on into left field for a single.
I'll tell you what, Soto's looking extremely comfortable at the plate right now.
Yeah,
First,
better.
Yeah, looking very comfortable.
And, he had started to swing the bat pretty well with the Cubs at the time of the trade. He come back from that knee injury, and he had a multi-game hitting streak going. I mean, a 9 or 10 game hitting streak going to where he swung the bat pretty well. And he said it was just getting back to where he felt comfortable. Then he had to change leagues and get to know guys again. But
yeah, he's looking comfortable now.
So 2 on, 2 out. Mitch Moreland, who popped up to third his first time, takes a big breaking ball for strike 1. Mitch at 295 as he faces James Shields. Shields a check of second. Swing and a miss. It's 0-2. Moreland coming into play tonight. You see he has a couple of runners on he's trying to bring home. Mitch 2 out of 16 before tonight against Shields. Not much luck against him at all. 0-2 pitch. Call strike 3. And Bender got the inside corner. Shields gets a big strikeout. Matt, thanks very much for joining us. Appreciate it. We will look forward to seeing you on Rangers Live after the ball game.
See you guys later.
1-0 Rangers as we head to the 6th inning. McDonald's dollar drink menu. 1998, Rangers and the White Sox combined for 14, I believe that's 14 home runs in a doubleheader. That ties the American League record for most home runs in a twin bill. Each team had 7. They divided it up equally. That's a whole lot of home runs. You got to have some pitchers a little upset about that. But 14 years ago, I think they probably gotten over it by now. Yu Darvish back to the hill, and he will start the 6th inning. Ben Zobrist will lead things off. 3rd time tonight that Zobrist has led off an inning, and he has reached both times prior to this. Walk and a single, and he takes a strike on the outside corner. Zobrist walked his first time, that is he led off the 2nd, and he singled leading off the 4th inning. 4th inning was when Darvish had the bases loaded and 1 out and got the fine double play started by Mitch Moreland, and Darvish finished it off at first base. A ball and a strike to Zobrist. Zobrist to be followed by Scott and Pena.
You know, through 5 innings, it feels like Yu has thrown more pitches than Shields. Actually, Shields has thrown more pitches through 5 innings than Darvish has. Rangers have had some long at-bats against him.
Really, the second inning, the only inning that Darvish has had to throw a lot of pitches. Now, he's given up at least 1 hit in every inning he's pitched tonight. But he's done it fairly early in the counts to most hitters. 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Ball in the dirt, and Soto will record the out at first on the toss. Darvish has his 7th strikeout of the night.
Yeah, you've made tough pitches if you make Zobrist look like that.
The one away, Luke Scott coming up. Before he steps in, let's go over and say hello to Jim Knox. Jim?
All right, Buzz, real quick, another special guest. This is Ambassador Fujisaki from Japan. He's the ambassador for Japan, and so far, great success. Yu Darvish pitching well. A lot of fine folks in Japan enjoying tonight's game, and a lot of fine folks walking around the city. Great deal of success, right?
Yeah, Jim, thanks. I'd like to say just 3 thanks. One, thanks to Americans and Texans for helping us after 3/11 earthquake tsunami. We're on the road to recovery, but without your help, this was not possible. So, really, representing Japanese, arigato, thank you very much. The second thanks for this Japan-American Friendship Night. You have invited kids from the devastated area. That's great. They're so happy, and dancing team as well. My last thanks goes to you, Dallasites, for having Darvish, Uehara, Tateyama, all the good Japanese players. Maybe I should congratulate you rather than thanking you. But I think sorry for Rays, but seeing this, I'd say go Rangers.
There we go. I like that. All right.
Very good.
That's good enough for the ambassador of Japan. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Jim.
I appreciate it, Buzz.
Very nice,
That's
Knoxie.
great. That's true. I mean, thanks for having those Japanese players, but congratulations.
Yeah,
that's right.
exactly.
We should say. We're proud to have them, too. Kids are still awake.
Yes, they are. Maybe they got one of those boomsticks out there.
Oh, boy. Bet you they don't have those in Japan.
No, I would think not. 2-1 pitch. You know, rip and a miss by Luke Scott. It's 2-2. It was earlier, the presentation by Jim Sundberg and the Rangers to the group from Japan on that initiative. That was an area that was really devastated as you look at the former ambassador to Japan, Tom Schieffer, and former Ranger president, that was devastated by the tsunami, earthquake and tsunami a couple of years ago. And that team that came over is made up of players from that area. Mitch Moreland takes that right next to the bag, steps on first. That is out number 2. And the Rangers making that donation here tonight to get the facilities up to par and help support that team. So Chugon, this is just the second time. Make that the 3rd time now that Darvish has retired the first 2 in an inning. Did that also in the 3rd before giving up a hit, and the 5th before giving up a hit. Now he'll face Carlos Pena, who he's struck out twice. And this time with nobody on base, Rangers able to go into their full overshift on the infield. Elvis way over on the first base side of second and right at the cut of the outfield grass. And Ian Kinsler a good 35 feet out into shallow right. Adrian Beltre all by himself over there on the third base side. 1 ball, no strikes to Pena. A 1-0 Ranger lead as we play in the top of the 6th inning. Big breaking ball, and that settles just a bit out of the strike zone. It's 2-0. There's the pitch comparison. Darvish 92 pitches through 5 2/3. Shields 91 through 5 innings of work. 2-0 pitch on the way. And Pena cutting for the home run porch and came up empty.
Yeah, 2 of the bigger outs that Yu has gotten today have been Pena. Second and third, first and second, both times up with nobody out. Struck him out both times.
Memory serves, the first time he struck him out on that 3-2 two-seam fastball that went down, and that was a cut fastball that Pena just swung and missed. There's one chopped foul. It's 2-2. Well, Darvish may be throwing the same pitch, a fastball, but he's got several varieties of fastball.
Doesn't look the same to the hitter, boy. He throws enough of those slow curveballs that's in your back of your mind when you're up there.
And a pretty good "you" chant going up along with the applause for you, Darvish. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Trying to get his first 1-2-3 inning of the night. Pitch on the way. And it's a full count again to Pena.
Doesn't seem like he was throwing as many sliders tonight as he normally does, and that's probably because he's felt so comfortable with his fast variety of fastballs that he throws.
Pena back in there now. Darvish reading the signs. The right-hander is ready to work. And the payoff pitch on the way. Got him swinging. A hat trick for Pena. 8 strikeouts for Darvish. His first 1-2-3 inning. We played 5.5. It's the Rangers 1, the Rays nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. It's also time for the Sonic Slam Inning, brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is worth $200 and dinner for 2 at Sonic Drive-In. Tonight, the Rangers are hitting for Brad Tomlinson from Hamilton, Texas. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam during this inning, Brad Tomlinson from Hamilton, Texas will win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant. Top of the order, and here's the man who brought in the only run of the game, the AT&T U-Burst reverse replay. Last time up, Ian Kinsler, 362 feet into the 4th row. And that has been the only run scored by either team tonight. That, by the way, in the 4th inning was also the Rangers' first hit. And they've only had 2 off of James Shields thus far. The 1-1 pitch. And another Kinsler pop-up to the second deck in left field.
We're going to have to nickname that area Kinsler territory.
Yeah.
Last time up, he got a pitch that he normally would hit up there, and he kept it fair last time. He kept his hands in, got the good part of the bat on the ball, and kept it fair.
He pulled that one foul, just past the Rays dugout. Kind of 1 ball and 2 strikes. Shields to the wind, back to the plate. And it's 2-2.
Shields. Go ahead, Buzz. I was going to say last year, Shields in 28 starts pitched 7 innings or more. Rangers going to make it tough for him to get through 7 today.
And Kinsler again shooting one high and deep and foul. That wasn't quite as foul as some of the ones we see. And we'll try it again.
Doesn't matter how far you throw it in there.
Nope.
He's still going to hit it.
Still finds a way to get that bat out there. Folks sitting right above the camel well there. See those pitches. Most of them well inside Dean Kinsler. And don't forget, Kinsler stands right on top of the plate, so those pitches right on the inside corner are very close to him anyway. Next one is popped up. This is going to be in play on the infield. Longoria making the call and the catch, and Kinsler is out for the first out here in the 6th. That'll bring up Elvis Andrus. Elvis tonight, a couple of ground balls. One to short, one to third. 0 for 2. Elvis coming in a .333 hitter in his last 10 ball games. Again, Elvis, the one guy that has really bruised James Shields in past hookups. First pitch is inside to him for ball 1. Andrus now 12 for 23. Still by going 0 for 2 tonight, he's still above 500 against Shields. Shows bunt and takes a strike. It's 1-1. Of course, Elvis seems to have had good success against almost every good right-handed pitcher. He's wearing out Weaver. Had pretty good success against Verlander. He shoots one to right field against Shields. And the third hit of the night is on the board for the Rangers as Elvis goes the other way on a pitch that was up and out over the plate.
You know, we talked about Elvis growing up admiring Derek Jeter, and he likes to make the same play in the hole, the jump throw to first base. The other thing is, as the weeks go by, he becomes more and more like Derek Jeter as a hitter, too. Starting to hit the ball to right field just like Jeter does.
As Josh Hamilton steps in, let's go down and see Emily Jones just for a second. Em?
Well, guys, to steal a line from the Texas Rangers, Adrian Beltre having a good month this week. We all know what he's done on the field, but we're seeing a glimpse or a little more of what he does in the Rangers clubhouse. Let's see it in a minute. How about that?
Fly ball to left toward the line as Jennings makes the catch. Elvis tagging at first, heading to second, a slide. He's safe. Daring move by Elvis Andrus, and really forcing the issue as the Rangers did last night.
Yeah, that's good gamble. That's the second out of the inning, and now you get into scoring position for Adrian Beltre. If you're going to gamble, that's probably a great time to do it.
Looked like he was reading that the whole way that he was the first 4 or 5 steps that he took.
Yeah, Elvis slid a little bit too late. Ended up on the other side of the bag.
Oh, a very daring base running play by Elvis on the long fly to left by Hamilton. And let's go back to Emily Jones' soundbite that we were not able to get to.
Yeah, just talking about the contributions that Adrian brings off the field, guys.
It's not hard to be a good teammate when you have a bunch of great guys around you. You know, I think this team is complete with a lot of great guys. Not only ball players, but great guys, and we all pull for each other. You know, I think everybody, as a person beside baseball, they're really good people in here, and it's always fun to be around guys like that. It makes it easier for you just to be yourself around guys like that.
And because he is such a shy guy and doesn't do a whole lot of interviews, we're starting to see more of that because his play has been so good. It's something that we've seen for quite a while, the impact he's had in that clubhouse. And to a man, every guy will talk about that. And Adrian definitely getting it done on and off the field, guys.
All right, Emily, thank you. And another thing you don't see too often is one right-hander walk for another right-hander. The right-handed pitcher on the mound.
Yeah,
at least not until you get to the ninth inning or so.
Adrian is shy, and he shies away from interviews, but he's so good at them.
Yeah.
I love listening to him when he's interviewed. He does a great job answering the questions.
Yeah, all of his answers are very thoughtful.
Yeah, they are.
And they're very honest, too.
Yep, they're not just, the stocked answer. Gives a good answer.
So 2 aboard now after the intentional walk. And that'll bring up Nelly Cruz. Nelly 0 for 1 officially. He was hit by a pitch last time up, and he's got that guard on that left elbow. That's exactly where he was plunked by Shields his last time to the plate. Andrus at second, Beltre at first, and Shields' first pitch is off speed and low and outside for ball 1. Cruz with a 3-game hitting streak coming into play here tonight. Takes way outside, 2-0.
No one warming up in the Tampa bullpen. 110 pitches coming up for Shields.
Jim Hickey, their pitching coach, and Joe Madden. Madden leaning against the rail.
Shields' average is 109 pitches, so he's a durable guy anyway.
High and tight, and the count has gone 3-0. You better believe that green light is on here if he gets the pitch he needs.
Now, this would not be the time for grooving a fastball on a 3-0 count because you think he's not swinging.
Shields with a 3-0 pitch. Well, he didn't get a straight fastball. He got a kind of a cut fastball. Fouled it off. It's 3-1.
It was cut, but it was right there.
Yes, it
was. He had the right swing for it.
Cruz out of the batter's box momentarily, maybe admonishing himself a bit for missing that fastball. There's the statistic Tom was talking about. Off the end of the bat to Shields. On to first, and that'll do it. Well, the Rangers get 2 on with a hit and a walk. They strand both of them. We're going to the 7th inning in Arlington. Rangers 1, Rays nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Sports Southwest is brought to you by Geico Insurance. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. Visit us at geico.com or call 1-800-947-AUTO. And by the all-new Mazda CX-5 with 35 highway MPG. Yu Darvish back to the hill. Ryan Roberts, the number 8 hitter, will lead things off. And a swinging strike one. It'll be Roberts, Lobaton, and Desmond Jennings. Ryan Roberts had an infield single his last time up. He's 1 for 2 tonight, and then batting average stands at .224. Check swing and pitch inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Roberts, a midseason acquisition by the Rays from the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks had designated him for assignment. Move necessitated, I guess, by a roster situation, and the Rays happy to work out a trade for him. Pitch fouled away to the right. Count moves to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And double-barreled action in the Ranger bullpen. Robbie Ross, the left-hander. Alexi Ogando, the right-hander. Yu Darvish will make his 100th pitch when he decides which one he wants to throw on this one. 99 pitches so far, 63 strikes. Now Darvish is ready. And the 1-2 pitch. Off the outside corner. Like that cut fastball. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ryan Roberts. And Jake McGee, the left-hander, is getting loose in the Tampa bullpen. Darvish, next pitch. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 9 for Yu Darvish. 1 away for Jose Lobaton.
Looked like a splitter.
That's a splitter.
Went straight down.
Yep. Didn't have quite as much spin as his fastballs. You can see kind of the seams rotating a little bit more slowly.
But that's been a good pitch for him tonight. He's thrown a lot of those.
And you had mentioned not throwing as many sliders. That's probably why with that pitch.
Yeah, it's working so well. I don't remember the last slider he threw. Stay fair. Oh.
0-1 the count to Lobaton. Lobaton tonight has grounded out twice, once into a double play, and a critical double play at the 4th inning when he came up with the bases loaded and 1 out. Hit a sharp 2-hopper to Moreland, who started the play at second with Elvis Andrus taking throw. And Darvish covering first, got the return throw to make it a 3-6-1 double play. There's a slow breaking ball. Brown hand center, great hands of the game is that play we're talking about.
2 good throws. Strong throw from Mitch. Without that throw, Elvis can't get rid of the ball. And then Elvis delivers a strong throw back to Darvish. That was a great double play. Probably the play of the game for the Rangers in a 1-0 game.
Yep, certainly was. And at that time, the game was scoreless at that time, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Then Kinsler led off the end. The next hitter that came to the plate was Ian Kinsler, who hit a home run, and that's been all of the scoring so far.
If you don't turn the double play, a run scores, and the inning still goes, so you don't know what happens after that. Could have been more.
1-2 pitch. Got him swinging.
That might have been a slider. Yusuf looks up to the booth and says, so you haven't seen a slider? Take this.
10 strikeouts now, the 8th time this year that Yu Darvish has gotten to 10 or more punch-outs.
And no one else has done that.
And 2 better than R.A. Dickey, who is second in the major leagues. So 2 gone. There's the graphic representation of that. Is the 2nd most in the season in team history.
You know, if you gets a quick out right here, it'd be at 106 or 107 pitches. It'd be interesting to see if Wash lets him go back out for the 8th, as well as he's throwing the ball right now. Nolan talked about him finding his rhythm, and I'd say he's found his rhythm right now. I would
say so. He's retired 6 straight, and 4 of them on strikeouts. You know, Nolan, the more you hear him talk, he may know a little bit about pitching.
Yeah.
About striking people out, too.
You know, I'm glad we have him on every Tuesday. We can learn a little something from him.
No kidding.
Oh, he's airing it out now.
93-mile-an-hour heater.
So what happens when you find your rhythm? You just feel more comfortable, more confident?
Yeah, exactly. Everything is good. You know, the catcher looks like he's 10 feet away from you, and you just reach out and put it in the glove.
You know you're going to throw it where you want to.
Yep. No balls, 2 strikes to Desmond Jennings. Just missed outside. And you take a look at Yu Darvish's face after you see this pitch. That didn't miss by much. There isn't an ounce of doubt in that face right now. Give me the ball, and here's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to throw it right there. 1-2 pitch in the dirt.
He's going for a strikeout right now, that's for sure. He's not saying, here's a sinker, hit a ground ball to shortstop. He's saying, I'm going to take care of this myself.
I don't like what he's doing right now. Flexing that quad. After that last pitch, he kind of raised both knees up in the air and one at a time. And
that'll be the answer whether he comes back for the next inning then.
He just tried to stretch his quad out, walking down the back slope of the mound and back up the slope. The last thing you want to do is have a guy out there whose legs are not 100%, because that's the surest recipe for getting an arm problem. 2-2 pitch coming from Darvish. Popped him up. Elvis Andrus, the Rangers shortstop. 2 feet out on the outfield grass, puts it away, and that'll do it. So Darvish, another 1-2-3 inning. He's retired 7 straight. Stretch time at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington. Rangers lead 1-0 on Fox Sports Southwest. Back in to watch the bottom of the 7th inning. They present the starters for tomorrow's game, the 3rd and final game of this series, brought to you by Chevron. Alex Cobb will be on the hill for Tampa Bay. He's 8-8 with a .432, and Matt Harrison looks to extend his career best winning mark to 16. He is 16 and 15 and 7 with a .304. A 6:05 game tomorrow as Michael Young chops the first pitch foul. It's no balls and a strike. That start time tomorrow night, 6:05. That Wednesday finale.
You just said that.
You
I
weren't
was
aware of
planning
that.
on 7:05.
Well, you would have been a little bit late.
I would have been.
No, you wouldn't. As early as you get here.
Especially since this is the schedule I look at right here, and it says 7:05.
Yeah, the one on the media guide has been changed a few times since it was published.
Well, I got an issue then.
Young, a roller out to short. Zobrist gobbles it up. That is out number 1. Michael's 0 for 3, and David Murphy will step to the plate. Let's go back to our Fox Sports Southwest studios for a Mazda CX-5 game break. Here's John Radigan. John? All right, John, thank you. Now, Clay Buchholz. At least Clay Buchholz was a scheduled starter for Boston tonight. Boy, Trout is having some kind of year. Strike to David Murphy. That evens the count now at 1-1.
And Joe Madden said, okay, James, go back out there. Throwing the ball great. Got a little bit of a high pitch count, but
Murphy to center field. Backing up is Upton. Makes the grab. There, 2 gone.
He can handle it. He's 30 years old. He's a veteran. He's never had an arm problem. Why not?
I would imagine in a 1-0 game, he probably lobbied to go back out there.
I think you're right.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, it's funny if people could listen to this broadcast and it was 30 or 40 years ago and we were talking about a pitch count of like 115 pitches, he probably won't go back out there. Imagine they wouldn't understand what we were talking about.
Yeah, they wouldn't understand what pitch count was anyway, unless you're talking about the number of pitches the guys throw. A fastball, curveball, that's 2, and sliders 3. That's about the only pitch count folks concern themselves with there. 0-1, the count to Giovanni Soto. Next pitch up and in. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Soto 1 for 2. To right field. Into the gap goes full. Plenty of time to get there as the ball hangs up for him, and that'll do it. Rangers go quietly in the 7th. 1-2-3. 8th inning coming up in Rangers Ballpark. Ron Washington and his club leading 1-0 on Fox Sports Southwest. And reminder that Fox Sports Southwest and the Texas Rangers will host Military Appreciation Night on September the 11th. There will be a live online auction during the Rangers telecast. Cleveland Indians will be the opponent in that ball game at Rangers Ballpark, and it's to raise funds for the Wounded Warrior Project. Fans will have an opportunity during the telecast to bid on several one-of-a-kind sports and entertainment packages provided by Fox Sports Southwest and participating sponsors. Stay tuned for more details on how you can participate. Great benefit. Looking forward to that, being a part of that, and looking forward to getting back into the ballgame after his success last night. Here's Mike Adams once again.
Yeah, Rangers looking for the same formula for success. They didn't need Alexi Ogando for the 7th. Yu Darvish took care of that himself. The same way Ogando took care of it last night. Struck out the first two batters of the inning. Got the third, 3 up, 3 down with 2 strikeouts. Now Mike Adams, who did the same thing, struck out the first 2 guys he faced, got the third hitter. Be trying to duplicate that tonight. Not much margin for error, just like last night. It was 6-5 last night, 1-0 tonight.
And the first hitter that Mike Adams will face is B.J. Upton, who has struck out twice and had a sacrifice bunt. And the pitch fouled away. It's 0-1. Last night, Adams came on to face Longoria, Keppinger, and Roberts. Tonight, it will be Upton, Fuld, and Longoria. Well, just Longoria, the only common denominator in the two evenings. Adams ready for the 0-1 pitch.
Mike's starting to use that pitch a little more, Buzz. Yep. That curveball, it's a good pitch for him. Something a little slower than the hard fastball, hard cut fastball that he throws.
Yeah, that's a pitch that he had used at times to left-handers, but when he was ahead in the count, maybe a strikeout pitch, and he's starting to get ahead of right-handers with it now. The 0-2, and that cut fastball off the outside corner. A ball and 2 strikes to Upton. Jay at 245, and Mike Adams trying to get the first out here in the 8th inning, and this is probably the most important out that you get as a reliever coming into a 1-0 game late in the game. Adams in the 1-2. Couldn't get Upton to offer at that one. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Upton, 6 home runs and 19 RBI in August, are both tied for 6th most in the American League. So even though his batting average would not tell you that he's swinging the bat particularly well, he's doing some damage. Now Adams backing off the pitching rubber as Upton asked for time. Adams ready to work. Hit well to center field. Hamilton is back. He stops shy of the warning track and puts it away. Upton, a long, loud out. 1 gone. Well, fans, to celebrate 40 years of baseball in the Metroplex, Metro PCS is giving away 40 Samsung 4G LTE phones. Enter to win at all participating locations. Metro PCS, wireless for all.
People just get goofy when they know they're on camera, don't they?
Yeah, we do.
We can't help it. But.
Yeah. Here's Sam Fuld, who came in for the injured Matt Joyce early in the ballgame. Fuld 2 out of 2 since coming on in the 2nd inning. And he looks at a strike from Mike Adams. Well, Fuld now with that batting average, as you will note, up over the 300 mark. Limited playing time, but a pair of singles here tonight. Good off-speed pitch. There's that hook again. It's 0-2.
The Rangers will play Tampa Bay tomorrow and then have the first off day in just about 3 weeks. Not many off days the rest of the way. We had them all at the All-Star break, right around the All-Star break.
Line drive, base hit, right center field. Fuld picked on an 0-2 pitch, was up, stayed out over the plate, and he rifles it to right center field. He is the tying run aboard with 1 out, and Evan Longoria coming up.
Yeah, Joyce had to come out of the game with an injury, and Fuld's gone 3 for 3.
Well, folks, next Friday's home game, next home game on Friday at Rangers Ballpark is September the 14th. Rangers take on the Seattle Mariners. The postgame fireworks show will be set to recent hits and brought to you by the Windmill Suites of Surprise, Arizona. Reserve your seats at TexasRangers.com. Last night, Longoria ended up striking out as he led off the 8th inning against Mike Adams. Tonight he's here with the tying run at first and 1 out also in the 8th inning. Rays now with 7 hits tonight. Fuld a pretty good lead at first base. And the pitch is low to Longoria. It's 1 ball, no strikes. when we've chronicled the difficulties Mike Adams has containing the running game. If teams are thinking of running Mike Adams, the one guy they will do it against, because Mike doesn't change his approach. He does have a pretty quick move from time to time over to first, and he almost caught full looking at somewhere else. But Mike doesn't alter his delivery to home plate. He feels that, you know, his delivery is such that it enables him to throw the best pitches, and he's more concerned with the hitters than he is with the base runner. There goes full. The pitch is outside. The throw is not in time. Boy, that was close. Giovanni Soto put it right on the money, but Full had just enough of a jump to swipe second base.
He had a good jump, but Giovanni almost eliminated that jump with a perfect throw. Turned it into a close play. Good call, though, by the second base umpire. That's Mark Wegner. See the hand get there just before the tag. Close play, but I think he had it right.
Well, the tying run now in scoring position. The count to Longoria, 2 balls and no strikes. And Adams will make a little inside move to just make sure that Full doesn't have designs on taking off for third. Mike ready. Check of second. The 2-0 pitch, and that's chopped foul. The Rangers shifting around to the left now with Longoria, as Robbie Ross getting loose once again in the Ranger bullpen. Ian Kinsler really shaded up the middle with Longoria. That leaves a gaping hole on the right side. Moreland 25 feet off the line and playing very deep, but there's still a huge hole, as you can see.
Well, Robbie's warming up because Luke Scott and Carlos Pena are after Zobrist, 2 left-hand hitters. There's that curveball again. Good pitch.
2-2. Longoria had a cup of coffee, read the morning paper, and still was early on it. Adams reading the signs, and he's ready to go. 2-2 pitch. Got him swinging.
Oh, man.
Back-to-back hooks. The second one slower than the first. And Longoria, a huge strikeout victim. That's 2 away. And Ben Zobrist coming up.
I don't think we would have seen that from Mike earlier in the year, would we? That's kind of a recent development where he's gaining the confidence to throw that curveball.
You know, he said he had worked on it in spring training, and, you know, he'd thrown one from time to time, but not, it was just kind of a pitch to mess around with. Said he started working on it in spring training with the idea of doing what Joe Nathan's able to do. That's have something to go to when your primary or your second best pitch aren't really working. And back-to-back hooks to get Longoria, that's about as primary as you can make it. Pitch to Zobrist is inside. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, the extensive scouting reports that you get on players and pitchers, you have to come into a game feeling like when Mike is on the mound, you're going to see something hard between 88 and 92 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And now when he adds that to the equation, he's a different pitcher. It gives him a whole different look.
Adams a check of second. The 1-0 pitch. Hit hard. Moreland to the ground, gets up, leaps into the bag. Zobrist is out, so are the Rays, and there is some serious leather being thrown around by the Rangers.
That was a game saver right
Tying
there.
run left at second base. We're going to the bottom of the 8th. 1-0 Texas on Fox Sports Southwest. Sports Southwest is brought to you by Ace Cash Express, earning your trust since 1968. And by Jack in the Box. Get the All-American Jack Combo, a no-nonsense burger, fries, and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. Mike Adams, and he found out he just is going to cost him a little bit on the next road trip to pay for dinner for Mitch Moreland, because that's that play that Moreland made saved his bacon and the Rangers' bacon in that 8th inning. What a play and what a job by Mike Adams. And here comes the aforementioned Mitch Moreland to face a new pitcher here in the 8th inning. It's Jake McGee.
Yeah, Mitch started the double play we talked about with a strong throw to the second base to shortstop, and he saved an extra base hit going down the line that would have tied the game, and you don't know what would have happened after that, whether they'd gotten another hit or not. Well, that was a shot in the dark, boy, a one-hop smash that Mitch corralled and got the out. McGee's got a great arm. He'll tune it up there in the mid-90s.
Lefty against lefty. The first pitch hit up the middle, and by the diving Ryan Roberts into center field. So Mitch Moreland going right back through the box against the left-hander, has a leadoff single. That is the 4th hit of the night for the Rangers. And here's the play that Mitch Moreland made to end the 8th inning.
That's just a one-hop smash. Put your glove up, and the better you are, the better chance you've got of that ball going into your glove. But that is definitely not an easy play.
And then you come up against a tough left-hander and just get a base hit to center. Think he'll play the lottery tonight?
I doubt it. I doubt it.
Joe Nathan getting ready in that Ranger bullpen. Well, if he's not going to play it, I want the numbers that he would have played. Here's Kinsler, and Ian takes inside for ball 1.
McGee is almost a carbon copy of Matt Thornton for the White Sox. Got almost the same delivery, straight over the top. Little more of a maximum effort guy than Thornton, but same results. Mid-90s fastball, smooth delivery.
And that pitch a little bit low is 2 balls and no strikes. And Ian Kinsler accounting for the only run of the game back in the 4th inning. A leadoff blast off of James Shields. And everything else on the scoreboard has been goose eggs. One lone run up there for the Rangers, and Ian would love to be able to add at least one more here. And we had to rip at a good fastball out away from him. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kinsler now 16 home runs, 65 RBI. Rangers tonight playing game number 129 of the season, so 33 left after tonight.
McGee has struck out 50 in 39 innings. 50 strikeouts, only 10 walks. 190 opponent's batting average. He's got good stuff, tough to hit. Rays have they've got a great staff. They've got the best pitching staff in the league. Strong starters and an excellent bullpen. Fernando Rodney has filled out their bullpen like he's never done in his career. 39 saves.
McGee's 2-2 pitch. Chopper to third. Longoria to second. The return by Roberts. They get the double play, and very well turned by Longoria, Ryan Roberts, and Carlos Pena. So Kinsler's double play grounder erases Mitch Moreland. There are now 2 outs, bases empty for Elvis Andrus.
Well, Longoria is an excellent fielder. Makes a perfect throw to Roberts. Gives him the chance to turn 2. It would stand to reason that the Rays closer would get a lot of opportunities. They have excellent pitching, which means the other team doesn't score very much. And they don't have a great offense, so they don't score very much, which means they probably play a lot of low-scoring, close games.
Elvis 1 for 3 and takes the pitch way inside, jackknifing out of the way. It's 1 ball, no strikes. Howell and Davis in the bullpen for the Rays just in case. 1-0 pitch to Andrews. Rip and a miss. You know who McGee reminds me of? You remember the movie The Natural? The left-hander that came in to face Roy Hobbs in the last game?
I've seen the movie, but I don't remember the guy.
Looks just like him.
Facially?
Yeah, and his motion and everything. If I remember the story right.
If Roy took him deep, he must have really been the natural.
Yeah. Yeah, he took him up where the scoreboard would be.
I played in that park.
In Buffalo?
Yeah, War Memorial.
Right back to McGee. And a little toss to first. That'll do it. And we'll continue our movie review as the game goes on. Nothing going for the Rangers. A hit and a double play took care of that. Ninth inning coming up. It's Joe Nathan time at Rangers Ballpark in Arlington, leading by 1. The turn for a full day of college football action. Our coverage of college football begins Saturday at 11 a.m. Central on FSN and FX. Now the ninth inning has arrived. The Rangers leading the Tampa Bay Rays 1-0. And Joe Nathan is taken to the mound along with a few defensive changes. But first of all, take a look at the numbers for Joe Nathan.
We're talking about 50 strikeouts and 10 or 11 walks that Jake McGee had. About Joe Nathan, 61 strikeouts and 8 walks.
And Craig Gentry is into the ball game to take over in center field. And David Murphy moving from left to right field. And moving from center to left is Josh Hamilton. So the outfield, Hamilton, Gentry, and Murphy. And Nelly Cruz out of the lineup. You remember Nelly Cruz got hit a couple of innings ago on that elbow and then probably stiffened up on him. Nelly on the bench down there. You can see a little bit of swelling on that elbow. Luke Scott starting things off and a rip and a miss on the first pitch from Joe Nathan. Scott tonight doubled his first time up. That was in the second. He walked in the fourth and grounded out in the sixth inning. So 1 out of 2 officially. Nathan into the wide. The right-hander deals. And a fastball just a little bit inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. American League leaders in saves. Nathan with that save last night is 26th. Moving into the top 5. Jim Johnson leading the group with 40. Fernando Rodney of these Tampa Bay Rays at 39.
And the only reason Joe is not at the top of that list is because he hasn't had the same amount of opportunities that the rest of them have.
Well, folks, we invite you to tune in each Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on Fox Sports Southwest for Chevy Hometown Kids. It's not about the score, it's about the experience. Visit www.hometownkids.tv for more information. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Luke Scott leading off the ninth inning in a 1-0 ball game. Nathan back to the plate. Check swing roller foul over toward the Rays dugout. And the count remains 1-2. Nathan, 24 consecutive saves converted. And that extends his club record. The old record, Francisco Cordero set back in 2004 of 21. So Nathan just blew right on by that. Got him swinging.
He just blew that right on by Luke Scott.
High heat, and Scott says, was that a strike? And Brian Knight said, not until you swung at it. One gone, and let's go out to the Captain Morgan Club, where Dana Larson and Mark McLemore are getting ready for Rangers Live. Dana?
Buzz, coming up, we will have clubhouse reaction from you, Darvish. A's highlights get you ready for the finale tomorrow as Matt Harrison looks for win number 16 on the year, and much more on that dream day for those young Japanese players here in town. All that and much more coming up in just a bit, guys.
Look forward to it,
Can't
Dana.
wait. Love watching that about those kids coming over here. How about the smile on the little boy's face that threw out the first pitch from that group? He was so happy to be out there.
Carlos Pena takes the first pitch he sees from Nathan tonight for ball one. Pena grounded out in a pinch hitting appearance last night to end the ball game. Hit the ball hard, but right up the middle, and that's where Elvis Andrus was last night. That's where he is tonight. And Nathan drops an off-speed pitch over. 1-1. Last night, Pena hit it right by the glove of Joe Nathan. Elvis positioned almost an identical spot right there. Fielded and threw on to first base, and the Rangers walked out of here with a 6-5 win. Tonight, they're leading 1-0 with one out in the top of the ninth inning. Fouled back, and it's 1-2 strikes. Pena has the hat trick so far. He has struck out swinging all 3 times tonight. Joe Madden, like you said, Tom, probably used to being in close games like this. He doesn't look terribly uncomfortable. I'm sure it's churning a little bit as we get down into almost September.
Well, he'd like to have a couple of Ranger hitters in the middle of his lineup. I know that. He wouldn't be battling for the wild card race.
1-2 pitch, and the count is even. And Ron Washington has said that, this is the time of year when he expects the ball club to kick it to a little bit higher gear. He said it's that time. We need to go out and play our kind of baseball for the last month and see what happens. And for this homestand, he has seen his ball club play Ranger baseball pretty effectively. Nathan to the wind, the 2-2 pitch. Towering foul ball on the right side. That's well back into the seats. The game in Cleveland to final as Oakland shuts out the Tribe for the second straight night. This is a 7-0 whitewashing.
Tommy Malone tonight. They've got some good young pitching.
Yes, they do.
They're going to be a team to contend with if they keep that pitching staff together. No reason why they can't. They're all young.
Right.
None of them are making any money yet.
Nathan to Pena. Check swing, he went around. And Pena gets the golden sombrero, and Nathan gets back-to-back strikeouts. 2 away.
The overhand curveball went straight down. Didn't come back toward the strike zone. It just stayed straight down and slightly out of the strike zone.
Well, Nathan, who struck out the first 2 hitters he faced last night, has done the same here tonight. And Ryan Roberts is the only thing between Joe Nathan and his 27th save. And the first pitch fouled back and out of play.
When Joe was throwing as high as 96 miles an hour yesterday, he'd come back the next day. He's throwing 95 right now with his fastball. He's feeling good and throwing well.
Roberts 1 for 3 tonight. Joe Nathan ahead of the count, 0-1. And the pitch just off the corner. Saw Giovanni Soto try and frame that on the outside, see if he couldn't get the call, but Brian Knight not giving it to him. And just by that much did he miss. 1-1. Nathan to the plate. Breaking ball. Backed him off. Caught the inside corner. And Joe Nathan now just one strike away as the crowd of 30,700 standing and applauding Joe Nathan and the Rangers. We want to see this club close out the second straight win over Tampa Bay. The 1-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Nathan punches out the side. The Rangers win 1-0. Back-to-back one-run victories, and Nathan saves both ends of them.
Yeah, Joe is just untouchable the last two nights. There's no pitch that they can hit. He's throwing 96 miles an hour, a hard curveball, slider, whatever he wants to throw. He can dominate the hitter.
Well, the updated standings, same as last night. The top two, the Athletics win, the Rangers win. 5.5 games, the differential. Angels 10.5 back pending the outcome of their game with Boston tonight. So the Rangers keep things on the up and up tonight, going in the right direction. And boy, that last pitch, that hard breaking ball down and away, not much Ryan Roberts can do. That's a tough situation for a right-handed hitter.
It sure is. Ryan did probably what most right-handed hitters would have done with that same succession of pitches that he saw.
Yeah, Ron Washington,
likes it.
Yeah, give Jackie a hug and get high fives all around. And Ian Kinsler with the clenched fist. Yeah, nice going. Kinsler counting to the only run tonight. And standing by with Jim Knox is Ian Kinsler. Jim?
All right, thanks, Buzz. I tell you what, James Shield pitching no-hit ball until the fourth inning. You got a hold of that fastball. Is that what you're looking for? Or you just looking for something to drive?
I mean, we were trying to take a patient approach with him tonight. Last night we came out swinging against Price, and we kind of wanted to be a little more patient tonight, and through 3 innings it wasn't working very well. We didn't have any hits, but I was able to get a fastball there and hit it over, and the pitchers really did the rest.
How about you, Darvish, tonight? Didn't give up a run, struck out 10, only 6 hits.
Yeah, I mean, that's you, Darvish. When he's on and he's throwing strikes, he can be dominant, and tonight he showed what he's capable of, and we like him when he's on the mound.
All right, Ian, congratulations on the big night, Buzz.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. Again, the final score tonight, the Rangers won, the Rays nothing. Texas Rangers baseball on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Head to your Texas Ford dealer for the summer sales event and enjoy some of the greatest deals of the season. Ford is the best in Texas. And by Budweiser. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Dana Larson and Mark McLemore will be back to wrap things up for you right after this on Fox Sports Southwest.